Hello, my name is Kathy, and today I'll continue the talk on the release stream. But before I do this, I wanted to let you know that I have a great many videos now on many different topics, and so I've decided to make several different video playlists so that it's easier to find the videos of greatest interest. So please check out my playlist page. Today we will talk about another specific release stream theme and how to analyze them for yourself. Today, let's look at another two common release streams, the one where you're trying to find a private toilet and unpleasant flying dreams. Remember that one of the hallmarks to help you determine if your dream is a release dream or not is the fact that there's usually some very strange features to a release dream, like a unicorn suddenly making an appearance, or a bicycle that turns into a truck, or some totally unusual situation occurring. The release dream, where you dream where you are trying to find a private toilet, is a very embarrassing dream. What could be worse than having to go to the bathroom and not being able to find a private place to do it? In these dreams, you may be in the middle of the street sitting on a toilet without any enclosure around it, or you may be visiting someone's home when a party of people walk into the bathroom while you're seated there. Usually the others, the spectators, who are the witnesses in the dream, are remarkably unconcerned about your predicament. In fact, they hardly even notice you. After this type of a dream, you wake up feeling extremely awkward. If you are fortunate, you may have had an interesting variation of this dream in which perhaps after a series of embarrassing dreams of this nature, you find yourself once again on a toilet in a public setting, but this time it doesn't bother you at all. As you take care of your business, you may even have friendly discussions with friends or people in the vicinity. After a dream with this kind of a twist to it, you wake up surprised. Very often these dreams indicate a fear of exposure, and that's true for the most part, although we can go a little deeper than that. They can also hint at a feeling of being unprepared or too vulnerable, without enough internal defense mechanisms to protect ourselves. And then there is a fear of being a target of ridicule, or of people catching us with our guard or pants down. Without the facades we have all developed for public consumption. While dreams like this bring into sharp focus our fears of exposure, they also encompass the fact that we all have a secret or two, something about ourselves that we keep hidden out of the usual correct belief that it's no one else's business. And if our business is ever thrown open to public scrutiny, we would lose any dignity, respect, and credibility we have worked so hard to establish. It's been my experience that these dreams tend to express not a wish, but an anxiety and a worry about feeling overexposed, of the dreamer feeling terribly vulnerable and feeling that they will be criticized and not have any defenses at their disposal. Hence the nakedness or the embarrassing nature of the dream. The indifference of the onlookers makes them think that their concern about being overexposed is exaggerated, and that the rest of the world really doesn't notice their sense of vulnerability or nakedness. The release dream about trying to find a private toilet is often interpreted as referring to the dreamer's pride in doing their business as well as feeling shame, toilet training, and early sexual behavior. But the truth of the matter is often much simpler and more direct in its interpretation, as the following examples will show. In this first analysis of the release dream of trying to find a toilet, we have a woman who dreamt that she was in a small group of friendly people when she suddenly realized she had to go to the bathroom. The toilet was in the middle of the room and it was very embarrassing. But she was also very much in need and she wasn't quite sure what to do. At this point, she then woke up. This woman had just begun group therapy. The group met weekly and each person in the group would have to talk about the painful, intimate details of their lives. Many of the people had been in the group for over a year, and this woman was a new member. When one of the group members interviewed her, she asked the woman, "Why do humans have to go to the bathroom?" The woman answered, "To relieve themselves of waste products and to get on with life." It turns out that the woman was feeling self-conscious about opening up in the group, even the embarrassing parts of herself, and she was feeling a bit shy about it all. She felt that people in the group would see all of her, but just she felt that people in the group would see all of her, but just like the spectators in the dream, the group didn't think it was a big deal at all. To help you analyze your dreams of trying to find a private toilet, ask yourself the following questions. 1. Why do humans go to the bathroom? 2. What is uncomfortable about doing it in public? 3. How do you feel in the dream? 4. Is there a situation in your life in which you feel, as you do in the dream, and feel you have no privacy to do your business? 5. How so? Elaborate to see if this is a strong bridge. The release dream, where you're having a flying dream that is spoiled by anxiety and hostility and insecurity. Commonly, people dream of trying to fly and of not being able to get off the ground, or they may finally, after a lot of arm flapping and struggling, get into the air only to worry about losing altitude or about bumping into things or about getting tangled up with high-tension wires. Others have trouble getting out of an enclosed space. They want to fly but can't get through the window of the ceiling and feel stuck. Sometimes the dreamer is trying to fly, trying to take off, but is unable to because someone is holding onto their foot and won't let the person go. Such dreams can be filled with frustration and anxiety. Another common version of this dream is the one in which the dreamer is running away from a pursuer, a bad guy or an animal, and in running the dreamer can take off and start to fly. In this case, the flight is used as an escape from fear and anxiety. The release dream about a problematic dream flying experience is explained by a great many and varied meanings. People who fear losing their altitude often are afraid of losing their sense of well-being or of losing their ability to feel free and to soar emotionally. And some people have the fear of losing their financial security. When people dream of flying in order to escape difficult situations, demons or wild animals, it's often useful to ask the dreamer if that is their current way of coping with difficult situations. Does the dreamer often try to escape, to get above it all, rather than deal effectively with the situation? When obstacles stand in the way of the flight or people trying to hold the dreamer down, the meaning of the dream depends entirely upon the dreamer's description of the obstructing things or people. I have also seen a flying dream in which the dreamer was unable to get through a certain ceiling in the room because a netting prevented them from flying away. This dream reflected the dreamer's effort to break a drug habit, where getting high had caused him a lot of problems in his relationship with their infant child. In this first analysis of the release dream of having problematic flying experiences, a woman dreamt that she was in her backyard trying to take off for flight, but she couldn't get any higher than about 6 feet. She kept flapping her wings or her arms until finally she looked down and saw that her husband was holding on to her ankle and wouldn't let her go. This woman asked herself to describe her husband and the way he was acting in the dream. She said, "He was a loving man, but one who was extremely possessive and who would not stand the idea that she would start a career. He had been resisting her going to night school for that reason. She said that she felt like he was holding me down, and she felt very frustrated in her waking life, just as she does in the dream." In this next dream analysis of the release dream of having problematic flying experiences, we have a man that dreamt that he was flying in an airplane and he thought the airplane was going to crash, so he pushed the eject button and bailed out. The man questioned himself, asking himself how it felt knowing that the plane was likely to crash. He said it was very uncomfortable. He didn't want to go down with the plane, so he bailed out. He next asked himself if there was any current situation in his life that felt like he was in a flight that was going to crash, where the plane is going down and he doesn't want to go down with it. And so he decided to bail out. He said yes. He just decided to leave his alcoholic wife, and he is bailing out. He said that he could not save this marriage and made the decision that he was not going to go down with the plane. He suddenly came to the realization that he really did have to leave that difficult marriage because the situation was truly that dire. To help you analyze your dreams of having problematic flying experiences, ask yourself the following questions. 1. What is it like when you fly? Do you have any trouble getting or maintaining your altitude? Are there any other obstacles, concerns, or happenings in the dream? 2. How do you feel while flying in your dream? 3. Tell me more about these feelings. 4. What, if any, are the obstacles, including attitudes, doubts, and so forth, to your flying or to your feeling great about flying in your dream? 5. Do the obstacles in your dream remind you of any obstacles in your waking life? 6. When was the last time you felt in waking life the way you do in the flying dream? 7. Does your flying, which feels the way you described, remind you of any situation in your waking life? Does it remind you of any feelings you wish you left in your life, that you felt in your life? And there are 5 additional questions to ask yourself as well. 1. Describe the person or obstacle that's inhibiting your flight. 2. Describe the feeling or insecurity that is inhibiting your flight. 3. Is there anything or anyone in your life that is the thing in the dream that is causing you trouble? 4. Describe how you use flight in the dream to escape, to show off, and so forth. 5. Does the way you use flight in your dream parallel ways you have of coping with unpleasant or threatening situations in your waking life? I have a great many videos now on many different topics, and so I've decided to make several different video playlists so that it's easier to find the videos of greatest interest. So please check out my playlist page. Well, that's it for now. To stay up to date with my latest videos, make sure to subscribe to this free YouTube channel by clicking the red subscribe button right below this video. Take care.